What's up guys, it's Rogneish and I'm making another video after a really long time. I'm telling you, this school is just bothering me really badly. I'm a psychopath, aren't I? I'm fucking... Anyway, we're going to be talking about another game and if it's worth it. Last time I did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. Today we're talking about this little gem right here, Days Before Christmas. It's not a gem, but what I'm talking about. So this game was only released in Europe and Australia. I think Europe and Australia for the Super Nintendo. I think only in Australia for Genesis. I think it might have been Switch. I don't know. They're pretty much identical except for Super Nintendo, which is the one I have. Screen Crunch. Screen Crunch. I hate the Screen Crunch because it's already bad, and they Screen Crunch it in the Super Nintendo. It makes it almost unplayable. Look, I'm laughing. I lost sleep over this game. Well, is this game worth it? Well, it's made in 1994. You know what else came out in 1994 for the Super Nintendo? Yeah, Donkey Kong Country. It's a pretty basic platformer. You're playing a sick house, and you can also turn into Anti-Claus. I hate him though, because you can't collect the presents. But the whole storyboarding aspect of it is pretty cool. Once you kill, there's an overabundance of enemies, which you might find really dumb, but they actually come in handy. So when you kill an enemy in this game, you get a present. It turns into a present, and then you could use those presents and ship them out to all the kids when you're doing the sleigh levels. It gives you a really good, like, I don't know, makes you gives you into the Christmas spirit. You look outside, it's 100 degrees out. The game is actually not that bad. It's just a basic platformer, nothing really that original going on here. But it's definitely a game that'll give you a lot of fun during the holidays. Definitely play it during Christmas. It's definitely a game to get. If you're gonna play it during Christmas, get it now because it might take like a month to ship. It took me like 2 to 3 weeks for it to finally be able to get in my house. So I beat the Super Nintendo one, and I also beat the Sega Genesis one. I don't have the Sega Genesis one emulator. I pretty much beat them both, and they're all. If you're gonna buy one, definitely get the Genesis one, or the Mega Drive one because it was only released in Australia. That's Mega Drive. But some people also modded it into the Genesis country, basically just changing the label and maybe giving it a thick box to it. But that's $50 from the game. I got this one for $15 on the Super Nintendo. If you have a Super Nintendo, get the Super Nintendo one. If you have the Genesis, get the Genesis one. The game is all around, like I said, basic platformer. Has some fun parts to it. There is some variety to the game, but not much. They might repeat the level, but also different stuff in the level to make it still be replayable and enjoyable. The game you're playing as Klaus, as like I said, and you use this like little like magic. And you just spit it at enemies, or spit it at a present, and you might get like a hat to help get your health up, or extra life, or release an elf, or an enemy, or bombs. Yeah, like I said, I lost sleep over this game. Anyway, it's a game worth it. If you can find one for a pretty low price, definitely get it. It's definitely more of a collector game than an actual playable game. But if you're gonna play it, definitely get the Genesis version. It's a lot better than this, more fun than the Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo also is a very good game, except the screen crunch and also the graphics aren't that good, especially like the stuff at the top, like the presents, the light bars, the hats, and the score. It's definitely a lot better in the Genesis for some reason, even though Super Nintendo is capable of so much more. But Super Nintendo always normally crunches the screen. That's why Genesis is better. That's why. Yeah, I know. My top five video game console says Super Nintendo's at number one. I think it should be switched to the Genesis because Genesis had all around better third party games, and that made it pretty much the whole majority of everything. Super Nintendo might be at second or something. But if you pick one of these up, definitely pick up the Genesis one. If you have a Super Nintendo, definitely pick up the Super Nintendo one. It's definitely a good the collector's item to get for the Genesis or Super Nintendo because it was only released in a few. That's why it's so hard to get them shipped to your house, without a long time waiting for it because it's normally in different countries, so that doesn't really help. Thank you, Hong Kong, for giving me over a month. That's why you can't really find them much in America, but if you can get your hands on one, get one. It's a lot of fun to play. That's pretty much it gameplay-wise. There's not much to this game. There's bosses all the time, and then after the boss, you get to deliver presents, which is one of my favorite parts of the game. The music is very upbeat and enjoyable. I love the music in this game. Graphics are also very nice. The animation is very smooth. The gameplay, like I said, the screen crunch on both games, but it's definitely way worse than the Super Nintendo one. But all around, a very fun game, and a very fun game to play during the holidays. So if you can pick one up, pick one up. And is it worth it? If you can find one at about $15, that's a pretty good price for it, especially because it wasn't made in a lot of countries. It is a game that was basically identical to another game. I forgot the name of it, but you could buy both of them. They're all both pretty good games. I forgot what the name of the other one was, but I actually found this game when I was searching up Christmas games in the Genesis, because I love Christmas. So I found this game, and then I think it was like one of my second Genesis games I actually played then. Wow. So anyway, if you guys can pick up this game, I've said it a million times. If it's worth it, it's definitely worth it if you can find it at a low price. Yeah, it's not even the holidays. It's only Thanksgiving. I'm talking about a Christmas game. Anyway, watch this game during December. I don't know. Peace out, guys. Boop. Oh, and I didn't do anything stupid